Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It's that time again to do our daily MLB picks and predictions. What we're going to do is we're going to look at all 13 of our games today. We're going to break them down and try to predict the outcome for every single game. Who's going to win, lose, what the final scores might be. And we'll also be taking an in-depth look at our best bets, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders. First things first, though, if you are a baseball fan, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, drop them below. Do you agree? Disagree? What are your thoughts on these games? What are your picks and predictions today? Leave it in the comment section, and I will make sure that I respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, make sure to check out the pinned comment down below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. We're going over every single baseball game every day this entire season. We're breaking them all down, so you make sure if you're a sports fan, if you're a baseball fan, that you like and subscribe to the channel. Let's not waste any more time. We have 13 games to look over. The very first game that we're going to be looking at is going to be an early one on MLB TV at 1:05 p.m. The 65-72 Miami Marlins versus the 53-83 Washington Nationals. The Marlins starting to inch their way back up to 500. Nationals, young team, interim coach. They can score some runs, but they definitely lack in the starting pitching and the bullpen area. Washington, 51.7% chance to win this one. Miami, a 48.3%. And what do you know? There is no spread as of me making this game midnight Monday, September 1st. We don't have a spread yet for this game. When I'm looking at this matchup, though, looking at the pitching, we have no starter announced for Miami. We have Andrew Alvarez, who has not thrown a pitch at all this season, going for the Nationals. So we're in complete unknown territory. We don't even know what the variables are going to be, who's going to be starting these games. Miami, they're averaging 4.4 runs a game, hitting 251, 131 home runs, 112 steals, and a 4.68 runs a game. The Nationals, 4.2 runs per game, 243 average, 126 home runs, 112 steals, and a 5.37 runs a game. I do not trust the Nationals bullpen. We don't even know who's starting for Miami, and we have no spreads here. But I'm going to go with the Marlins outright winning this game. And what do you know? Our very next game, we actually have some lines here. The next one at 1:10 p.m. on MLB Network, the 73-64 New York Mets. The Mets are starting to score some runs here. The offense is heating up, but they're giving up as many runs as they're scoring. They're on the road versus the 80-58 Detroit Tigers. The Detroit Tigers, one of the best overall teams in baseball. Detroit, 51.7% chance to win. New York, a 48.3% chance to win. Mets are 1.5 run favorites, 8.5 over-under. Mets minus 120. The Tigers are even. When I look at this game, I'll call it like it is. This is a 50-50 pick'em here. Questionable pitching from both teams in the pitching matchup today, and both teams are very good teams. New York, 4.7 runs a game. The offense is finally alive. 250 average, 188 home runs. And what about Juan Soto? He's really starting to get hot right now. 35 home runs, 84 RBIs. The team, 188 home runs, 118 steals, and up 3.86 runs a game. Tigers can score some runs too. 4.8 runs a game, 250 average. They're first place in the AL Central, 58 steals, and up 3.8 runs a game. But this pitching is where this game completely goes off the rails, and it's completely up for grabs. Charlie Morton on the mound for Detroit. They are at home. 9-10 record, a 5.25 ERA. This guy's been pitching for a long time. This is definitely not one of his best years. 128.2 innings, 137 strikeouts. He's given up 20 home runs right now. Sean Manaea on the mound for the Mets. Has not gotten the start he wanted when he came back from his injury. 1-2 record, a 5.01 ERA, 41.1 innings, 53 strikeouts. He's striking guys up. He's given up 6 home runs in 41 innings. The Tigers can win this one. The Mets can win this one. The big question, which version of the Mets actually show up this game? I'm going to go with New York squeaking out a win here. This is a 50-50 game. Be very cautious. They win it. They cover the spread. I'll go with the over. And at 1:10 on MLB TV, the 79-58 Toronto Blue Jays, first place in the AL East. Blue Jays give up a lot of runs, but they also score a lot of runs. Their offense is hot. They are a first place team on the road versus the 69-68 Cincinnati Reds. The Reds are usually very consistent in the product they give you statistically every day, but they're just one game above 500. They've kind of had a rough last 1 or 2 weeks. Cincinnati, 58.7% chance to win. Toronto, a 41.3% chance on the road. The Reds at home, 1.5 run favorites, 8.5 over-under. Toronto, plus 110. Cincinnati, minus 130. The Blue Jays offense are averaging 4.9 runs a game, 268 average. That is the number one batting average in baseball. 162 home runs, 67 steals, and a 4.25 runs a game. Lot to be desired when it comes to the pitching. Cincinnati, 4.5 runs a game, 246 average, 136 home runs, 92 steals, and a 3.84 runs a game. Chris Bassett on the mound for the Blue Jays. Bassett, usually extremely reliable pitcher. The same thing game in and game out. Kind of had a last 2 months, let's say. 11-7 overall record, 4.14 ERA, 150 innings, 148 strikeouts. Yeah, I was giving up 22 home runs. Going up against Hunter Green. Hunter Green, a very low-key, really good season. 5-4 record, 2.81 ERA, 77 innings, 94 strikeouts. He's having a great season here. But I'm going to call it here. Call me crazy, but I'm going to go with the Blue Jays squeaking out the win on the road, going at the plus 1.5, and I'm going to go with the under. And at 1:35 p.m. also on MLB TV, the 68-67 Cleveland Guardians holding on to that one game above 500 spot on the road versus the 76-62 Boston Red Sox, now third place in the AL East. Boston, very difficult to beat at home in Fenway Park. Really good team, really good offense, really good pitching. Red Sox, 67.8% chance to win. Cleveland, a 32.2% chance. Boston's 1.5 run favorites, 8.5 over-under. Red Sox are minus 155, the Guardians plus 130. Cleveland right now, 3.8 runs a game, 223 batting average, the worst batting average in baseball. They got to get that number up. 137 home runs, 105 steals, and 3.92 runs a game. Red Sox, they do a little bit of everything. 4.9 runs a game, 252 average, 166 home runs, 116 steals. A top 5 overall pitching staff getting up 3.68 runs a game. Parker, Messick on the mound for the Guardians. Good numbers, but a very small sample size so far. 1-0 record, a 0.66 ERA, 13.2 innings, 12 strikeouts, has yet to give up a home run. Solid numbers. Brian Bella going for the Red Sox. No one's talking about this guy. Great year. 10-6 record, 2.99 ERA, 141.2 innings, 108 strikeouts. I got to go with Bella. The Red Sox can pitch. They have the offense. They're at home. Boston wins this one. They cover the spread. I'm going to go with the under. I think it's going to be close, but I'll go with the under. MLB TV at 2:10 p.m. You have the 64-72 Los Angeles Angels. The Angels give up a buttload of runs, but they are a top 5 home run hitting team. If your control's not on, they'll knock the ball out of the park. On the road versus the 75-62 Houston Astros. First place in the ALS. The Astros 57.3% chance to win. The Angels a 42.7. Houston's 1.5 run favorites. 8.5 over under. The Astros are minus 150. The Angels plus 125. LA right now 4.3 runs a game. 229 batting average, 190 home runs. They hit a lot of homers, 69 steals, 4.72 runs a game. Houston, 4.2 runs a game. A lot of veterans on this team, 52 batting average, 151 home runs, 66 steals, 3.83 runs a game. Luis Garcia on the mound for the Astros. Hasn't thrown a pitch this season, but every single year he's hovering around that 3.7 ERA spot. Very good, reliable pitcher, but is his arm rusty here, not having pitched the entire season? Going up against Kikuchi, one of the Angels' best pitchers, 6-9 record, 3.68 ERA, 154 innings, 156 strikeouts. He is a little susceptible to long ball, 21 home runs. With Luis Garcia, with him having not pitched, I'm going to go with the Angels behind Kikuchi pulling off the upset. Give me the plus 1.5, and I'm going to go with the over. At 2:10 p.m., the 49-88 Chicago White Sox only 2 losses away from 90 losses on the season. They are the second worst team in baseball, but they are a very competitive, under-the-radar competitive team. They're on the road versus the 62-74 Minnesota Twins. The Twins, they can still score some runs, but the pitching has been slowly sliding backwards the last 3 months. Minnesota, 62.2% chance to win. Chicago, a 37.8% chance. Twins are 1.5 run favorites, 8.5 over-under. Chicago plus 145, Minnesota minus 175. White Sox are averaging 3.9 runs a game, 233 average, 136 home runs, 78 steals, and 4.24 runs a game. Twins are averaging 4.2 runs a game, 233 average, 162 home runs, 78 steals, and 4.46 runs a game. In the month of May, that was about 3.7. It has drastically gotten worse the last couple months. We have no pitcher announced for the White Sox. Their pitching's not bad, though. Bailey Ober going from Minnesota, not having his best season. He is technically much better than the way that he's been pitching this season. 4-7 record, 5.14 ERA, 119 innings, 96 strikeouts. He's given up 27 home runs, one of the worst home run ratios in the major leagues. He's going to give up some homers no matter who he's pitching against. Even if it was the Pirates, he's going to give up some homers. Give me Bailey Ober, though, still. I know what I'm getting with him. Twins win this one. They cover the spread. I'll go with the over. And then at 2:15 p.m., a lot of early games today. The 63-75 Athletics. The Athletics, they get shelled a lot. They do give up a lot of runs, but just like the Angels, they do also hit a lot of home runs. They're on the road versus the 68-70 St. Louis Cardinals. They're only 2 games away from clawing their way back to 500. St. Louis, 64.8% chance to win. The A's, a 35.2% chance. Cardinals are 1.5 run favorites. 7.5 over under. The Athletics are plus 125. The Cardinals minus 150. The A's 4.5 runs a game, 253 average. They have no issues on offense. 187 home runs, 67 steals, but they are giving up 4.81 runs a game. St. Louis, 4.4 runs a game. Lot of vets on this offense. 247 average, 132 home runs, 77 steals, giving up 4.27 runs a game. Luis Morales on the mound for the Cardinals, 2-0 record, 1.19 ERA. You cannot complain about that ERA. He's pitching good, but it's a very small amount of innings, 22.2 innings, 22 strikeouts. He's only given up 1 home run, though. Pretty good numbers. Going up against Sonny Gray, very reliable pitcher. Not his best year this year, but he gives you the same. As long as he's not wearing pinstripes, he's usually really good. 12-7 record, 4.19 ERA. Usually it's about 3.8. 152.1 innings, 168 strikeouts. I love that. I know what I'm getting with the Cardinals. Give me St. Louis winning this one. Covering this spread, I will go with the under. And this is actually under the radar, really competitive game on MLB TV at 4:05 p.m. The 62-75 Atlanta Braves. Will the real Atlanta Braves please stand up? If you've seen them, let me know. The Braves have been all over the place this season. Up, down, sideways. On paper, really good team. On the field, not so much, but the talent is there for them to be much better than they're playing. On the road here versus the 78-59 Chicago Cubs. The Cubs right now, second place in the NL Central. They're one of the all-around best teams in baseball. A 61.6% chance to win. The Braves a 38.4%, but the Braves are the Vegas favorites. 1.5 run favorites, 7.5 over-under. Atlanta plus 105. Chicago minus 125. But hey, the Braves are still the Vegas favorites. The Braves are averaging 4.4 runs a game, hitting 244, 153 home runs, 68 steals. They are starting to score more runs. You got to give them credit there. But they're also giving up 4.41 runs a game. The Cubs, 4.9 runs a game, 250 batting average, 185 home runs, that's top 7, 135 steals, that's top 5, and they're giving up 3.84 runs a game. One of the best young strikeout pitchers in baseball on the mound for Atlanta. Hasn't found it yet this season, but you know what he's capable of. Spencer Strider, 5-12 record. He's much better than that. 4.95 ERA, 96.1 innings, 105 strikeouts, 17 home runs in 96 innings. That's not good. Colin Rea going for the Cubs, 10-6 record. 4.23 ERA, 132 innings, 95 strikeouts. He's given up 20 home runs. Both these guys a little susceptible, but I'm going to go with the Cubs at home winning this one. Give me the plus 1.5, and I'll go with the over. MLB Network at 4:10 p.m. The 79-58 Philadelphia Phillies, first place in the NL East, starting to pull away from the Mets on the road versus the best team in baseball right now, the best record in baseball, the 85-53 Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee first place in the NL Central. They have a 61.3% chance to win. Phillies a 38.7% chance. Milwaukee 1.5 run favorites, 8.5 over under. Phillies plus 140, Brewers minus 165. The Phillies 4.8 runs a game. 257 batting average, 169 home runs, 112 steals, and 3.82 runs a game. One of the deepest rotations in baseball, even with the loss of Zach Wheeler. The Brewers, though. The Brewers, they're one of those teams, they do everything well. They check off every single statistical box. 5.1 runs a game, 259 average, 149 home runs, 141 steals. That's top 3. They're only giving up 3.6 runs a game. That's top 3. They have the starting rotation. They also have the bullpen to back it up. On the mound for the Phillies, T.Juan Walker, 4-7 record. 3.63 ERA, 101.2 innings, 73 strikeouts. Going up against Jacob Misiorowski. He's one of those weapons, the Brewers, when they get to the playoffs, he can be that long reliever guy. 4-2 record, 4.33 ERA, 43.2 innings, 65 strikeouts. Definitely a strikeout pitcher. But I'm going to go with the Phillies opening up this series on the road, beating the best team in baseball. Give me that plus 1.5, and I'm going to go with the under. And how about this game? This game is all over the place at 4:10 p.m. The 68-69 San Francisco Giants. They dropped well under 500. Now they're only one game away from getting back to it versus the 39-98 Colorado Rockies. Only 2 games away from 100 losses. It's nothing to be proud of, but hey, it is a very well-rounded number. So if they get there, that would be something. Right now, Colorado, 39.9% chance to win. The Giants, a 60.1% chance. San Francisco, 1.5 run favorites, 11.5 over-under. Every Colorado game is always double-digit over-unders. Giants are minus 145. The Rockies plus 120. But the pitching in this game makes it one of those games. It could go either way. San Francisco has an offense. They're averaging 4.2 runs a game, 234 average, 139 home runs, 62 steals, but they're more known for their pitching, giving up 3.78 runs a game. The Rockies, 3.8 runs a game. They do have a lot of home run power, but it's mostly solo home runs. 238 average, 138 home runs, 71 steals, giving up 5.97 runs a game, about 2.2 more runs than the Giants give up. Right now on the mound, you have 10 going for the Giants, 1-3 record. Check this out, an 8.78 ERA. That is god-awful. 13.1 innings, 12 strikeouts. Chase Dollander going for the Rockies, 2-11 record, 6.55 ERA, 88 innings. He has 75 strikeouts. He's given us 16 home runs, 44 walks, 97 hits. When you look at both these pitchers, This game could go either way. This game could be a potential shootout. Whoever, this is a really hard one to call. Both these pitchers have the prospect of getting completely shelled this matchup. I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm going to go with the Rockies. It sounds completely crazy. I very rarely pick the Rockies to win it. But give me Colorado here, the +1.5, and I'm going with the over. I'm going a complete shootout. MLB TV, 6:40 p.m. The 61-76 Baltimore Orioles on the road versus the 76-61 San Diego Padres. Very close to the LA Dodgers, making that division very competitive. San Diego, 52.2% chance to win. Baltimore, 47.8%. Practically a 50-50 here with the fan vote. Padres are 1.5 run favorites. 7.5 over under. San Diego, -165. Baltimore, +140. The Orioles, no issues with the offense. 4.4 runs a game. 241 average, 164 home runs, 94 steals. It's the pitching, giving up 4.69 runs per game. Padres, 4.2 runs a game, 252 average, 119 home runs, 90 steals, giving up 3.64. The number one overall bullpen. This team can pitch. On the mound for the Orioles, Bradish, 0-1 record, a 3.0 ERA, 6 innings, 10 strikeouts. Good strikeout numbers, but small numbers overall. Dylan Cease going for the Padres. By far not the best start of his career, 6-11 record. 4.82 ERA, 142 innings, 183 strikeouts. He is striking out a buttload of people, but he's giving up a buttload of runs. But you know what this guy's capable of when he starts pitching good? Give me the Padres winning this one, covering the spread, and I will go with the under this game, surprisingly. And 7:35 p.m., the 73-64 Seattle Mariners closing in on the Astros. Very small gap there, second place in the NL West on the road versus the 67-69 Tampa Bay Rays, who actually don't have bad stats. It just hasn't produced its way to the field. Tampa Bay, 43.8% chance to win. Seattle, a 56.2%. Mariners are 1.5 run favorites, 8.5 over under. Seattle, -120. Tampa Bay is even. The Mariners are the favorites here, though. You got to make sure to keep your eye on them. They can do a little bit of everything. Right now, they're averaging 4.6 runs a game, 242 average, 195 home runs. That's top 5. 135 steals, that's top 5. And they're only giving up 3.96 runs a game. Tampa Bay, a lot of speed with this offense. 4.5 runs a game. 250 average, 154 home runs, 172 steals. That is number one in baseball. It's not even close. Number one by a lot. Tampa Bay knows how to play small ball, and they're giving up 3.89 runs a game. Sean Baez on the mound for the Rays, 8-11 record of 5.19 ERA, 144 innings, 150 strikeouts. He's giving up 26 home runs. Very susceptible to the home run. Luis Castillo on the mound for the Mariners. Whenever they need to win, this guy back-to-back 200 strikeout seasons. He's one of those foundational pitchers for them. 8-7 record, a 3.75 ERA, 151 innings, 133 strikeouts. He's given up 20 home runs. He's also susceptible to the home run, but he has the better, more consistent team backing him up. Give me the Mariners on the road winning this one, covering the spread. I'll go with the over. And at 8:10 p.m., our final game, the 71-67 Texas Rangers. They're well above 500 now. This team has a lot of momentum. The offense is starting to score some runs, and they still have the number one overall pitching team in baseball. They're on the road versus the 68-70 Arizona Diamondbacks. This team gives up a buttload of runs, but hey, they also score a lot of runs, especially via the home run. Arizona Diamondbacks, 61.9% chance to win. The Rangers, a 38.1%. Diamondbacks are 1.5 run favorites, 9.5 over under. Texas +135, Arizona -160. The Rangers are averaging 4.3 runs a game. That's much higher than where it was a couple months ago. 238 average, 153 home runs, 115 steals, 3.41 runs per game. The Diamondbacks follow 4.9 runs a game, 250 average, 189 home runs. Like I said, they do hit a lot of homers. 100 steal solid speed, 4.48 runs per game. Patrick Corbin on the mound for the Rangers. Started out the season, looked like 2018 form of Patrick Corbin, then went through a little bit of a rough patch. Now he's back to pitching kind of decent. 7-9 record, a 4.33 ERA, 131 innings, 109 strikeouts. Going up against Reed Nelson, actually one of the better pitchers for the Diamondbacks. 7-3 record, a 3.53 ERA. He just has to have the bullpen hold the lead for him. 125 innings, 108 strikeouts. I think this is honestly going to be a close game. Give me the Diamondbacks winning it, but winning it by 1 run. So I'll go with the +1.5, but the Diamondbacks win, and I'll go with the under. Guys, that's our breakdown, our picks, our predictions, our best bets for every single baseball game we have coming up for Monday, September 1st. The season is almost over. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, drop them below. Do you agree? Disagree? What are your thoughts on these predictions? What are your predictions today? Leave it in the comment section. I will respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, make sure to check out the pinned video down below. Click on that link. You can sign up there. I would definitely appreciate it. And of course, as always, thank you guys for watching.